It is my absolute privilege to speak to Sheila Laxon ONZM following her award for the Outstanding Global Achievement here at the New Zealand Thoroughbred Racing Horse of the Year Awards. I'll start with that. What does the award mean to you?
Oh, absolutely everything. Like, I owe my career to New Zealand. You know, I came here, I'd been trying in England and in Cyprus to become a jockey. Couldn't get anywhere there. Came to New Zealand, met Laurie, and he wanted a secretary. And I said, I'll come and be your secretary if you'll get me an amateur licence. Well, I think he got me one in a week. And so, you know, I'd watched National Velvet when I was a kid, and I just wanted so much to ride in races. And I had tried my hardest everywhere else in the world to do that, and to come to New Zealand and be given that opportunity. And then, you know, I had an amazing career as an amateur for probably 10 years, and then I became an apprentice, and I won a race and got the Apprentice Rider of the Year on that horse, and then crashed and had a very serious injury then. So went into training, and to have what's happened to me, it's just unbelievable. And thanks to New Zealand, you know, New Zealand is just such a great grounding for anybody wanting to do anything. You get the opportunities here, and if you're good enough and work hard enough, you know, you will achieve.
Oh, wonderful words of encouragement. Most people can only dream of winning one Melbourne Cup, and you've done it twice from two runners. What's the secret?
Well, I think, you know, with Ethereal, it was just getting her really fit without galloping her. And, you know, I just used to spend hours on her back every day, got the conditioning work into her, and she could sprint. And it was just a case of going round and just lobbing around the field, and then Scott pushed the button. I think he walked the track about 5 times, so he knew where to go. And he was 3 wide because it rained that day, and he'd walked the track, as I said, that many times, and again in the morning. And he decided, I've got to be 3 wide to get the best footing. And so he was 3 wide all the way as well. Never, you know, she'd never been over 2 miles before, and she just give the slip, led all the way, and she just went after him like a ferret and got him on the line, and it was just extraordinary. And what goes on after that is unbelievable. You know, you just don't appreciate what winning a Melbourne Cup can mean to everybody, and certainly to me it was, you know, the world was my oyster after that. And, you know, thank you New Zealand for allowing me to achieve that.
And then you've gone back and you've done it again with Knight's Choice. What was that like?
Oh, that was fantastic. I actually saw him win the Wink Skinnies, and he's such a relaxed horse. And I said to the owners afterwards, you know, he can win the Melbourne Cup because he had the same attributes that Ethereal had. And so we went out for dinner that night, and I said, look, honestly, I really think he'd be an ideal horse for that. And so we went down to Maston Lodge and did the same sort of work with him as we did with Ethereal, or I did with Ethereal. And it was extraordinary how I met Robbie Dolan, just a really great Irishman who wanted to achieve, was desperate for a chance, an opportunity, and the rest, you know, it was just a fairy tale. Even when you watch overhead, him running from nearly last in the field, it was as if the parting of the seas, they just opened up for him, and it was just miraculous, and it was just fantastic. It was fantastic to have all my children there and my grandchildren, and to enjoy the moment.
You touch on Robbie, and it's a wonderful story about how the two of you met. Can you share that with us?
Well, certainly, yes. I'd seen him on The Voice, and I was really intrigued when I saw he was a jockey as well, you know, when they did the interviews and things, and he sang really well and got right through to near the finals. And he was singing on the P&O cruise, and I was spruiking the Melbourne Cup. And so when I went up to him, I thought he'd know who I was, seeing he was a jockey, and he just had no idea who I was. And he just clammed up as soon as I sort of wanted to chat to him. And you could see his face sort of go away. And anyway, I saw him in the audience when I was actually on the stage doing the talk. And so then he came up to me and we started talking. And it was great to meet him like that, because I just learnt how much he wanted to be a successful jockey. He'd been in Ireland, and he'd been down in Sydney, and he was out in the bush in Sydney. And he just sounded like the ideal person to give the opportunity to. And I said to him, if I have a horse in the Melbourne Cup, you're riding it. And everything that happened was just surreal. It was as if it was meant to be. And to see him hit the line first, it was... And I ended up watching on my own because I'd given them riding instructions. You know what to do, just do your best. And by the time I looked round to go back where John was, I couldn't get through there, so I watched it on my own. And it was just so fantastic to see him go over the line first. And, it was just a dream come true again.
It's incredible. You've been a trailblazer for women in racing. Ethereal, you were the first female to train a Melbourne Cup winner. To win a Melbourne Cup, of course, it wasn't until Michelle Payne that a jockey rode the winner. How has it been for you now seeing so many more women succeeding in the industry and knowing that you've played a role in that?
Oh, it's fantastic. Women with horses have got a huge opportunity to excel because you just need that sort of ability to gel with them and to get them to understand what you want. And I think women do have a very good way of doing that. And to see Sam Spratt winning a lot of those races today, and I'm thinking, gosh, women can do better than men probably in the industry. And I'm thrilled to be part of the trailblazing team that are making it happen. And it means that, it doesn't matter if you're a male or female, you can succeed in the racing game.
Absolutely brilliant. So wonderful to speak with you. Congratulations on this award and enjoy your time in New Zealand.
I will indeed. It's my home. I'll be back one day.